Well, welcome everybody. Want to thank everybody again for coming to our second annual award ceremony here at Forest Lake Country Club. Obviously, it's an honor for us to be hosted by them each and every year that they invite us. We will come back. We do this each year during this week of May. As it's the award ceremony during National Police Week. It's to honor the professionalism, dedication, and sacrifices of law enforcement and civilian personnel, both within our own department and across the world and country. The National Police Week serves as a time to honor those who and their commitment to serve their communities with courage and commitment, while also remembering the officers who made the ultimate sacrifice in the line of duty. So at this time, I will ask everyone to join us in a moment of silence to honor the fallen officers from across our nation, this region, and our own law enforcement family, as Officer Gary Davis's 22nd anniversary of his death was just yesterday at about 2 in the morning. Many of us in this room can probably remember where we were standing the day when we got that call that night. So if we can, a moment of silence, please. Thank you. Officer Carlson, I will invite Angela up to do our invocation.
Real quick, I'm not sure if you guys have kept up with this, but on Tuesday, Officer Harwood graduated from the chaplain class, so he is our second chaplain with the department. And at the graduation, there was a Bible quote, and I don't like being preachy. I think you guys know that with me, but more? This, do you hear me a little bit better? Yeah. Is that better? Okay. There was a Bible verse that was up on the board during this graduation. I think it applies to every single one of us. So keeping this in mind, I want to read it to you, and then we will pray, but this is something I want you guys to keep in mind this upcoming year. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. So with that in mind, let us pray. Lord, many from our department and surrounding communities have been tested this past year. We pray that you continue to watch over us and keep our resolve strong. Grant us the strength to carry on and the wisdom and courage to ask for help when we need it. Watch over our families and loved ones, and bless those who are not with us this evening. Keep us all safe in your care. Bless this food and those that have prepared it for us. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen.
Thanks, Ange. One more minute? All right. So before dinner will be served in a second, and then we'll go ahead and eat, and then we'll do the award ceremony just after we're done eating. But first, I'd like to introduce my administrative staff. My administrative assistant, Lori Kerr, is not here tonight. She is the one who puts this all together for us, so we definitely appreciate her. Captain Dan Brown is our administration captain. Captain Brian Bazzuti is our investigations captain. And just last week, we made a new promotion, and Captain Mike Buchek, he will take over our patrol division. So congratulations, Mike. Yesterday I posted what Heather and Nick, when they were doing their PIO spots, asked me to at times write a message to the community or that. But yesterday I wrote more in reflection of what we do every single day. You all live with us. We chose this career, and you chose to come along this journey. And so one thing I said when I became chief was that you never forget the people who came before you. And so I think it's important that we always remember our retirees, because our foundation of that building that we go to every day, those same patrol cars that we push every day, had people that served before us who did a lot of really good things for our agency, for our organization. And I know we have some retirees in the room this evening. And again, we appreciate you coming back and supporting your loved ones and our agency, because it does matter to us. Obviously, we're the ones who put a uniform on every single day. And I say it a lot, and nobody really understands what it's like to wear a uniform. Because all we hear sometimes is the negativity. But in reality, we work for a community, we work for, that is great, really supportive of us. And there's just a loud minority that really doesn't like the police. And so we know that with our community, that is not the case. They support us greatly. You know, just in here tonight, some of the members are coming in and thanking me because of the work that they do. I say it to our guys all the time. We get to make high-level decisions every single day in hopes that we're providing the resources for every one of our employees to do their job. But there's officers on the road right now across our community and across the state that are making decisions much greater than we will that can burn cities if they don't do it right. And so we are honored by the commitment that our officers serve every single day. And this community knows that. So again, you guys, the loved ones in this room, you come along on our journey. And sometimes the journey's not easy. There's days where these guys come home. We've had a rough couple weeks, I would say, with you know, teen and young children deaths that these guys have to deal with every single day. And so when they come home, you're who they come to. So we thank you for that. I want to acknowledge our elected officials in the room. Michael Shostak is our treasurer, Mike McCready, our township supervisor, and then Leo Savoy is here, our former township supervisor as well. I don't think I missed anybody on that front, I hope, that I just didn't see. Again, we want to welcome and thank Forest Lake Country Club, Jessica, and them for helping us out with this. We can't do this every year without sponsors. United Wholesale Mortgage was a sponsor this year for us. And Doc, I know you don't want me to tell him that, but Doc Fetterman is here with us tonight. He's one of our sponsors. And for those that don't know him, he comes a staple at our Christmas party because he also helps us out there as well. One of our greatest supporters. He'll be upset that I did that tonight, but thanks, Steve, for picking him up. And again, dinner will be served here momentarily. We're all set, and then once we're done, we'll start back up with the awards, and you guys can enjoy the rest of the night.
We said we'd never give in to a meltdown.
Mariella!
Never leave the house looking, well, and never let them out of our sight. Cars get hot fast, and kids can be at risk. Before you leave the car, always stop, look, lock.
Just to start, every year, this is for the year 2025, but again, we do it because of the Police Week in May. And so throughout the year, supervisors or other officers can send in award recommendations to a committee of myself and several of the officers in the room, and their peers get to select and honor that award and determine whether awards are actually awarded. So each year, we try to make the department be as involved as we can with everything that we do. So the first awards is our honorable mention. It's presented to officers or civilian employees who have demonstrated exceptional service, dedication, or professionalism in the performance of their duties, even when the circumstances may not meet the criteria required for a formal medal, award, or commendation. This recognition reflects the department's appreciation for employees whose actions positively impact the organization, their fellow employees, and the community through their commitment to service and excellence. So the first set of honorable mentions, if Officer Borrow could come up, Officer Davis, Officer Kaup, and Sergeant Scott. And we'll let you guys stand up in front of us and while we honor you. So tonight we recognize Officer Borrow, Officer Tanner Davis, Officer Jay Kaup, and Sergeant Marshall Scott for their exemplary teamwork, professionalism, and dedication in response to a retail fraud incident at Dick's Sporting Goods. If you pay attention to our media reports, you probably know that is a daily occurrence. Officers arrived on scene and immediately observed the subject partially matching a description of a subject wanted for retail fraud out of there. After conducting a quick assessment of the remaining parking lot, Officer Borrow walked towards an individual who immediately turned and fled on foot, initiating a foot pursuit. As additional officers arrived and joined in the pursuit, Officer Borrow demonstrated initiative and adaptability by redirecting and utilizing another officer's patrol vehicle to enhance his pursuit capabilities, particularly as the suspect ran across 8 lanes of Telegraph Road. And just so you know, he started running after him, then took another officer's patrol car to continue. So the experience showed, and maybe Officer Kaup, we'll tell that story in a second. So ultimately, his swift decision-making and proactive coordination were instrumental in maintaining control of a rapidly evolving and potentially dangerous situation, as this was in the afternoon, and if you know what Telegraph's like then. Officer Borrow ultimately positioned his vehicle along the shoulder, effectively blocking the suspect's path and allowing Officers Davis, Kaup, and Sergeant Scott to safely apprehend the individual. Their actions significantly reduced the risk to bystanders and property, reflecting the highest standards of service and exemplifies our department's core values of duty. And so, as they were doing that, and as Officer Borrow pulled up, I think he can tell you he looked up at Jay Kaup, who was off duty at the time, and just, were you in your first couple of weeks? Are you even started yet?
It was a couple months.
Yeah, he was there, and Joe really didn't know him yet. And so here's Officer Kaup in plain clothes, off duty, helping them in a foot pursuit, when Officer Borrow looked up at him and was like, who are you? And so they met pretty well that day. So congratulations, guys. All right. The next award, another honorable mention, goes to Officer Dave Comerford. Come on up, Dave. So tonight we honor Dave Comerford for his exceptional vigilance and decisive action during a rapid response call at our BP gas station at Old Telegraph and Orchard Lake area, involving a subject armed with a knife and threatening harm inside the store. On arrival, Officer Comerford, who was with a new recruit, quickly identified the suspect who was attempting to flee the scene. Demonstrating poise and tactical precision, Officer Comerford stopped the vehicle, safely removed the suspect, and placed him in handcuffs without incident. A large folding knife recovered on the suspect was later identified as the same weapon used in the threat. Through swift identification, scene control, and meticulous investigation, Officer Comerford prevented further danger to the public and officers alike. The arrest led to a subsequent investigation and a warrant issued by the Oakland County Prosecutor's Office for assault with a dangerous weapon. Dave, your efforts on upholding the highest standards of duty, integrity, and service, coupled with bravery and dedication to protecting our community, exemplifies our department's core values as well. Congratulations. Our next honorable mention, Officer Davis. This is going to be a theme for you, I think, tonight. Officer Azana, Rebel, Officer Garcia, and Lieutenant Murphy, who I don't think is here tonight. On November 15th, 2025, Officer Davis, Officer Azana, and Officer Garcia and Lieutenant Murphy responded to a welfare check on a 78-year-old female who had missed a scheduled lunch and was unreachable by phone. The reporting person expressed deep concern due to her friend having a history of heart failure. On arrival, officers began assessing the scene and found evidence suggesting the resident was indeed at home. However, the exterior doors and windows were locked. To ensure access and safety, a breaching tool was used to open a kitchen window. Officer Davis climbed through the window and promptly located the female lying on the kitchen floor, disoriented and confused, necessitating immediate attention. Bloomfield Township Fire arrived on scene and transported the female to a local hospital for further evaluation. All of you, your dedication to protecting vulnerable members of our community embodies the department's core values of duty, integrity, and serve as an enduring example of professionalism under pressure. Congratulations. All right, we're going to move on to the Unit Commendation Award. This award honors departmental unit whose members work collectively to provide outstanding police services during a significant incident, investigation, or operation. This award recognizes the coordination, dedication, and commitment required for a team to successfully achieve results that reflect positively on the Bloomfield Township Police Department and the community it serves. While individual members may also receive separate recognitions for their actions, this commendation specifically acknowledges the strength and effectiveness of a team working together towards a common mission. Our first department unit commendation will go to our traffic unit. Officer Beldo, Officer Manor, Officer Dennison, and Sergeant Scott, come on up. Officer Manor is off. He just had his wife just had a baby on this past weekend, so he's got fatherly duties to do at home, and we support him in that. Last year, our traffic unit had quite a busy year, and I think they'll tell you that they were called out quite frequently. And whenever these types of things happen with car accidents, it seems, especially significant injury or fatalities, they seem to come in spurts. You might go 2 or 3 months, and it seems like you don't see the traffic unit, and then all of a sudden you feel like they're called in every weekend. And so last year, this traffic investigation unit responded to 8 distinct crashes, resulting in 1 fatality and 3 serious injuries. Throughout the year, these unit members demonstrated exceptional dedication, teamwork, and professionalism. They complete extensive training to investigate these incidents, learned and applied various techniques and equipment, executed search warrants, conducted interviews, collaborated with prosecutors and medical examiners, and prepared for and testified in court. They are on call and frequently adjust their personal schedules to respond to crashes, and despite the volume, the unit maintained outstanding performance and cohesion, delivering thorough, timely, and accurate investigations. The success of the unit during the year is a testament to the hard work and dedication and expertise of each member. All of you, your contributions have been invaluable in upholding the department's mission and maintaining the trust of the community we serve. We appreciate it, and we hope you keep up the good work and know that your efforts make a significant difference, and let's hope for a lot less this year. Congratulations. Thank you, Chief. Yep. All right, hold on one second. This next one, I think I might as well just probably ask the people just to stay seated, and whoever don't come up. All right, this one's for our FTO and CTO cadre. So I'm going to have them come up, and then I'll explain it. Officer Box, one of our canine officers. Officer Comerford, Officer Davis, Officer Hofflick, Officer Manor's not here, Sergeant Newsom, Officer Ronk, Officer Schneeman, Officer Shuknik, Officer Salamano, Officer Smith, Officer Wilson is not here, and our dispatchers, Amela, come on up. And Amela just got left our dispatch room and is now a new records clerk for us after her long time in dispatch. Dispatcher Diamond. All right, Dispatcher Harms. Ruggiero. Newly married a couple weeks ago. So Harms to us still, sorry. And Dispatcher Verbecki. Come on up. And not standing up here is Captain Brown and now Captain Buchek. The reason why I also mentioned their name is because in 2025, our field training officers and our communications training officer cadre trained nearly 20 new employees, representing approximately 1/3 of our police department. The training for each new officer spans 16 to 18 weeks, while dispatchers complete a program of about 20 weeks. Both training programs are structured in multiple phases, with the workload for each new recruit increasing every 4 to 5 weeks. On-the-job training extends for several years beyond the program completion, ensuring a seamless transition from recruit to fully contributing member of our department. The work of the training cadre never stops. During this year, these men and women embraced the added workload and navigated schedule changes with unwavering dedication. Their commitment to training, to our department, and to all the community is the cornerstone of our success in this agency. So we thank you all for your tireless efforts in making a lasting difference. And if I can, I think they know, every other Wednesday we have cadre meetings. And they usually get my kind of my bi-weekly lecture to them about how important they are to this organization and the future of this organization. I believe there's two important roles in an organization. One of the most important roles, I believe, is an FTO or CTO, as they get to shape the direction of the agency and the attitude of the employees. And far too often in this job, we can go into a training class or into a new recruit with a seasoned FTO, and they can get in the car and sometimes ask, why do you want to do this job? Instead of the encouragement, they kind of get brought down that first week, and that really can transfer for a long career if that's how we go into this. And I truly appreciate that they do not do that. The amount of recruits that they trained last year, just alone on the police side of it, was about 14 or 15. And not every one of those recruits successfully completes our training program. But if we could put into words the amount of time and effort that they put into these recruits or the new officers to make sure they succeed, it's truly amazing. And again, the spouses of FTOs know when they come home at night when they've had a day. Back when we started, we used to hear about the FTOs kicking recruits out of cars, right, Steve? And so, having them walk back to the station before they turn around and go pick them back up. And so, same with the CTOs. If you walked into our dispatch center, when most of these dispatchers started, there was 4 computer screens. There's 8 to 10 now. And the things that we've added to them, the requirements of emergency medical dispatching, which in itself takes several weeks to learn, is a testament to who they are and what they want our agency to be. At the time, Lieutenant Buchek, but Captain Buchek ran the unit, and running a patrol unit and running the FTO program is no short, small feat. And Captain Brown with the hiring and putting all these individuals through. Last year, I think it was our first time that we got back to sponsoring people in the academy, thanks to a grant. And I think we put 14 or 18 through on this grant, which probably has saved our agency well in excess of $200,000, $300,000. So you guys are such a vital part and important part of our agency, so thank you. Rob. No. Sally. Hey, Chris. Nice job, guys. Well, I feel like my pile just got real small. The next up, our award that we'll be awarding is the Chief's Merit Award. This award is presented to police officers or civilian personnel who have demonstrated efficient, dependable, and valuable service to the department, either through the successful completion of a specific assignment or through consistent, outstanding performance over an extended period of time. This award also recognizes individuals whose continued dedication and professionalism have distinguished them through repeated commendations and honorable mentions, reflecting a sustained commitment to the excellence and service to the Bloomfield Township community. Our first Chief's Merit Award will go to Officer Angela Carlson. Many of you know Angela. She's been a K-9 officer now 17 years. And watching her succeed in this program has been amazing. She's now a master trainer. Angela came to us and has been bugging me, I don't know, since I become chief, maybe even when I was a captain, about creating a chaplain program. And at the time, we just couldn't dedicate the time to allow her to be off the road because we were so short manpower. Again, a year ago, we were down 14 officers at this time. So we were able to finally do that with Angela in coordination with our peer support team. So Officer Carlson is demonstrating outstanding initiative and dedication by seeking training to become a police chaplain and by spearheading the department's chaplain program to augment our peer support and CIT initiatives. After completing the Police Chaplain Academy at OCC, she launched the program in July of 2025, establishing a vital resource for officers, families, and civilians. In the first 6 months of operation, Officer Carlson has personally assisted 10 individuals and families, providing compassionate guidance, crisis support, and connection to community resources. Her efforts have expanded the department's capability to respond with meaningful spiritual and emotional support during critical incidents and everyday challenges. This initiative has strengthened trust between our department and our residents and our agency, who see a proactive commitment to holistic care for the community. This recognition is a testament to her tireless efforts and the positive, lasting impact of the chaplain program on public safety and our community resilience. And I can tell you, I asked her the other day at Justin Harwood's graduation, how many events or incidents has she helped on, and she has it like her canine log. She had it all logged down on her book in her pocket. And what's important to recognize is the value she has brought our own team. So again, when you create a peer support team and a chaplain program, you're doing it on the unfortunate circumstances when we're dealing with the community, and that an individual can go with us when we have to do death notifications or families in crisis. But we found out with our co-responder program, with our peer support program, and with Angela that in our own house we need it as well. So we truly appreciate it, and we look forward to this continued success. Thanks for growing the program. The next Chief's Merit Award goes to Lieutenant Aaron Sparks. AJ, come on up. AJ was promoted as well about a month and a half ago, I think April 1st-ish, to lieutenant, and he's leading a shift on midnights. But prior to that, Lieutenant Sparks was our sergeant at the time, but he was in charge of our traffic unit, and I guess we call it our jack of all trades because he just didn't do traffic. But during that time, he took on a multitude of additional responsibilities that significantly enhanced department efficiency, accreditation readiness, and community service obligations during the 2025 calendar year. AJ contributed to a significant amount of time to the department's accreditation efforts and conducted approximately 14 background investigations for new hires. He effectively managed our animal shelter staff, adjusting schedules in response to injuries, and coordinated with an outside agency to ensure proper pet care while implementing cost-saving measures through diverse resources. At the same time, he maintained exemplary leadership for the traffic unit. Partnered with the Transportation Improvement Association, he oversaw our grant overtime and organized a comprehensive slate of trainings. His adaptability, collaboration across units, and steadfast commitment to excellence exemplify the highest standards of law enforcement and serve as an inspiration to his colleagues in the department as a whole. And so AJ, especially from your administrative staff, we truly appreciate the holes that you filled for us last year during many occasions. So congratulations. Our next Chief Merit Award, Lieutenant Smiley, come on up. Lieutenant Smiley also was promoted on or about April 1st, probably March 28th or so, I think it was. And this is another guy that we brought up to our administrative division during last year's transition as we were hiring so many new officers that we were just kind of swimming. So Lieutenant Smiley was assigned to administration, where he demonstrated exceptional leadership and initiative by taking on a broad mission critical portfolio. He led the onboarding of new officers and coordinated comprehensive training programs, ensuring accountable integration for our newest personnel. He actively contributed to modernizing the department through the implementation and streaming of innovative technologies and computer programs, including guardian tracking and a new field training documentation program. In addition, Lieutenant Smiley supervises the cadet program, fostering the development of our future officers. He performed with efficiency, reliability, except on Thursdays, and an invaluable commitment to excellence, consistently exceeding expectations in this pivotal assignment. Dan wrote that in here. It's his handwriting.
Tom takes a lot of Thursdays off. That's the joke.
We don't give him much time off, so he's maxed out on vacation time, so he's forced to take them off, and then we just call him at home, so it doesn't matter. These achievements exemplify the highest standards of law enforcement and inspire his colleagues, the department, and the broader community through the demonstrated impact of his work. So Tom, again, we thank you for everything you're doing. I'm sure the FTOs and them love all the technology you're pushing out. Just ask Captain Buchek. But we'll, congratulations. We're giving out some Chiefs merits this year. Captain Mike Buchek, he's standing there. Captain Buchek, I kind of said this already, assumed leadership of the field training program in 2025, directing a team of senior field training officers and dispatchers. Under his guidance, 14 new police officers and 4 dispatchers completed their training, reflecting enhanced readiness and professional development across both sworn and civilian roles. He organized and led our first reality-based training program at Oakland Community College's Crest Center, incorporating active shooter response scenarios and traffic stop simulators to strengthen decision-making under stress. Lieutenant Buchek also played a crucial role in the Troy Beaumont Hospital active shooter response, coordinating a multi-agency team of responding officers and directing critical search procedures. His forward-thinking leadership, commitment to realistic and effective training, and collaborative approach have significantly elevated our department's preparedness and public safety capabilities. His commitment to excellence exemplifies the highest standards of law enforcement and serves as an inspiration to his colleagues in the department as a whole. This award stands as a testament to his exceptional service and the enduring impact of his work in our community. And I'll just add on, Captain Buchek said it in his interviews. Captain Pizzuti asked him, what's the difference between Mike Buchek of a year ago and Mike Buchek of the interview that day? And we take great pride and trust in our people. And that was one of the things he said, is that he said, it's an honor to be trusted by the administration. I'm paraphrasing. And I would concur with that. At the Corwell Health incident, we know that turned out to not be an active shooter. But sometimes when we respond to these incidents, the response or the reaction of the individuals in the buildings kind of caused the reaction of the police department. And in that situation, you had a hospital that needed to stay fully operational, and the medical staff had to leave. And so Mike and Lieutenant Racine showed up, or he might have been the sergeant at the time. And I looked at Mike and he said, what do you need me, boss? I said, I need you to find a spot, and I need you to command a scene, and I need you to take over a building. That's what I need. And obviously it was a rapidly evolving situation. And so situations like that only make things, not that the scenes are great, but it gives us great comfort knowing we can trust our people from a leadership perspective, that we don't have to babysit. There's a lot going on those scenes. It's rapidly evolving. And I know we're doing 2025, but we can fast forward just to 2026, and I'll probably talk about Temple Israel a couple times in our neighboring jurisdiction. Mike was off duty at home. The response of our people and within the agency to help out a partnering agency while also responding to our own is critical. And when I don't remember who called, but we got an entire shift was called. Not one of those officers refused to come in. They were unshaven. Some of them in plain clothes. We don't care. And when Mike and Sergeant Eller arrived on scene, it was again, what do you need? And the response was, hang out in the command post in case we need something, or in case there's another area that we need commanded. And so, Mike, I appreciate that calmness from you in these types of situations, and they really make a difference to our agency. So thank you. We kind of have a theme tonight of officers and personnel standing up, especially again. I could preach it all day long about how short-staffed we were in every division last year. Nina, come on up. Nina Houghton is one of our long-term, most senior person in the department, I think, employee. Don't worry, we love you, Nina. She's our records clerk. Nina is a long-standing employee with 29 years of service in our records division. She has quietly shaped the fabric of our department from behind the scenes. She stepped into multiple roles, guiding the department and ensuring every duty was performed with precision, integrity, and a relentless attention to detail. Her leadership and efforts ensured that the department's operations ran smoothly and accurately, providing exceptional support from every member of this department and the community she serves. She also holds other roles and actively serves on the Police Benevolent Association committee, volunteering her time, strengthening our bond with our community, and expanding the department's outreach. These achievements exemplify the highest standards of law enforcement and inspire her colleagues, the department, and the broader community through the demonstrated impact of her work. And I don't know if I said it last year or not, but we can put a records clerk on her title, and you could look at her job description, and I'll tell you that only is portions of what she does or what our records clerk does. She's mad at me all last year because we had an opening for most of the year in records, but I did not want to lose an employee who, that was interested in it, or two or three. And so we left that spot open, and Nina filled everything, rarely complaining. Only time she complained was when she came to me, and I think she said she filled 700 FOIAs last year about herself. And the township as a whole only had 1,000, including those. So 700 FOIAs last year. So digital evidence has increased. Everything that she does when it comes to a FOIA request involves digital evidence. And I walked through there one day, it was last year or something, and I watched, she was making a video of something, and an incident that was pretty traumatic. And I literally thought to myself, I check on everybody in this organization, but I rarely check on my people in this room who are watching the videos of the officers and their body cameras over and over again, and almost experiencing it more than the officers themselves. Obviously different angles, but they're watching it just as much. So we can say records clerk, but that doesn't provide the value that unit provides to our organization. And a lot of times I'm calling her saying, Nina, what do we do here? So again, Nina, we appreciate you and everything that you do for us. Only a couple more. We'll move on to the Meritorious Service Medal. This is important to recognize the significance of this award. The Meritorious Service Medal honors officers and civilian personnel who demonstrate exceptional diligence, perseverance, professionalism, and commitment while performing difficult or demanding duties. This recognition is reserved for those whose actions help prevent crime, protect life and property, apprehend offenders, provide exceptional service to the community, or elevate the Bloomfield Township Police Department through their expertise, leadership, and dedication to public service. The first award will be awarded to Officer Schneeman and Officer Mills. Come on up. These two officers were dispatched to a volatile domestic assault scene in which a female victim reported to 911 that her boyfriend, suffering from mental health issues, had tried to choke her while they slept. As the victim was attempting to flee the apartment, the boyfriend chased her, continuously assaulted her, and threatened to kill her, all while her 2-year-old was in a nearby bedroom. Demonstrating immediate courage and professionalism and composure, Officer Mills and Officer Schneeman arrived on scene and conducted a rapid risk assessment. Officers at first were met with resistance from the boyfriend, yet the situation rapidly turned dangerous as the boyfriend confronted officers using the child as a human shield. The officers safely removed the child from his grasp, protecting both the victim and the child without injury. Through calm command presence, decisive action, and unwavering dedication to duty, they neutralized the threat and secured the scene. Your courageous efforts and the outstanding service in safeguarding the community exemplify the highest standards of police service. So I want to congratulate both of you. I often tell our officers, just the other day, I think some of the roll calls heard it. When we go to the police academy graduation, we hear a lot of our families say, man, I'm so glad they're hired on in Bloomfield Township. Such a safe community. They're going to be so safe. And I agree. We have a very safe community, and we're usually ranked in the top, 10 safest communities around. But sometimes I tell them to take the Bloomfield off the patch, because just because it says Bloomfield doesn't mean we won't endanger or can be confronted with situations. And these officers do it on a daily basis. Sometimes we just don't hear it or see it. And so it's situations like that they have to come to a scene and rapidly assess and take risk of going in and figuring out, what's our plan of action here. And we all know, we all watch TV, we have to do that within seconds of trying to figure out exactly what's going on. And so that's just one example this year of the many, what I would say, heroic or difference that you guys made as an agency and as you two. So our final two awards this evening go to our Officer and our Civilian of the Year for 2025. These awards represent some of the highest honors within our department because they recognize individuals who consistently demonstrate professionalism, dedication, leadership, dependability, a commitment to serving both this department and our community at the highest level. What I think makes these awards especially meaningful is that the recipients are nominated and selected by their peers, the people who they work beside every day and witness firsthand the impact they have on others, both during critical incidents and through their everyday commitment to excellence. So we'll do our civilian personnel of the year first. Dispatcher Alyssa Kroll, come on up. All right. Hi, Alyssa. Just want to make you stand there for a minute. Yeah. Dispatcher Alyssa Kroll was hired with the Bloomfield Township Police Department on January 20th, 2020. Since that time, she has consistently demonstrated professionalism, dependability, compassion, and calm demeanor that define an outstanding public safety dispatcher. The Civilian of the Year award selection process begins with nominations again from our department personnel, followed by voting from department members to identify our finalists. Then there's an Officer or Civilian of the Year committee that makes the final selections based on those outlines. It's not decided by us. We get if it's a tie, we get to help break the tie, but rarely is there ever one. Dispatcher Kroll's selection as Civilian of the Year for 2025 reflects the tremendous respect she has earned from those she works alongside every day. Her ability to remain composed during critical incidents, provide exceptional service to the public, and support officers in the field has made her an invaluable member of this department. Throughout her career, she has already been recognized for several significant accomplishments. In 2021, she received a department unit citation for her involvement in the call-taking, dispatching, and eventual apprehension of an occupied home invasion suspect in the middle of the night. In 2024, she received an honorable mention certificate providing life-saving medical instructions to a mother who delivered a baby in a vehicle before emergency responders arrived. And Angela's second one. While this recognition is for her outstanding service throughout 2025, I want to also specifically recognize Alyssa for the way she handled the police radio during the March 12th attack on Temple, Israel in our neighboring jurisdiction. During an extremely intense and rapidly evolving situation, Alyssa remained calm, focused, and exceptionally organized. She managed a high volume of radio traffic while ensuring officers received critical information in a timely manner. Even amid everything unfolding around her, she maintained her composure and effortlessly controlled the radio channel. This department also received a peer recognition for her from one of her peers that said, in moments like that, the tone and steadiness of a dispatcher matter more than people realize. Alyssa's calm presence helped keep operations running smoothly during a very difficult and emotional incident. Watching her handle such a heavy responsibility with professionalism and confidence was a reminder of how fortunate we are to have her on our team. You are truly proud to work alongside her. Whether handling high-stress emergency calls, coordinating critical incidents, or providing reassurance to citizens during crises, Dispatcher Kroll consistently performs at the highest level. Her dedication, professionalism, and commitment to serving both the department and the community make her exceptionally deserving of the 2025 Civilian of the Year Award. And just to add a little to that, again, I don't, that incident was obviously in our neighboring jurisdiction of West Bloomfield, but when you have such strong partnerships the way we do, it matters. And so many of our officers obviously responded that day. Matter of fact, all of our officers responded that day, and then that entire shift came in from home. But, and again, it's 2025, so maybe down next year I'll be saying the same things for people. But I also, just to give you kind of an idea of what it's stress like for a dispatcher, is we have an officer who that day got out of FTO at about noon. I don't know, what the bell was, about 11:30 probably. His second dispatch call for service as a police officer was responding to Temple, Israel. And so it's amazing when you watch his body camera that you have an officer, which obviously has military experience, which greatly gives him his composure that he has. But he was positioned in a hallway with again, a rifle down a hallway, and had control and had partial responsibility of securing the vehicle that the evil person was in. And so that's your second dispatch call. And so if we put our mind real quick, because we're talking about Alyssa and dispatch, she also knows that it's his second dispatch call. And so our dispatchers in that room they're our lifeline, and I tell that everybody all the time. It's very rarely do we go down the street and somebody's running out of a house with a knife saying somebody's trying to attack me. Most of the time it comes through our dispatchers. And so they know, they can tell an officer voices, they can tell an officer's, how they're calling out on the radio when something's not right, and vice versa. The officers know when it's game time. And so, again, I'm just trying to highlight some of the things that maybe you all don't see on a daily basis that we get to witness. So we'll move on to the Officer of the Year. Officer Davis, come on up. T-Pain. Okay, Tanner. Officer Tanner Davis was hired by the Bloomfield Township Police Department on January 8th, 2018. Since joining the department, Officer Davis has consistently demonstrated professionalism, initiative, dependability, and a strong commitment to serving both the community and his fellow officers. Officer Davis currently serves as a field training officer, helping mentor and develop newly hired officers, while also serving as a dispatch trained officer and firearms instructor. His willingness to take on additional responsibilities and share his knowledge with others has made him a respected leader within our department. Officer Davis's selection as the 2025 Officer of the Year reflects the tremendous respect he has earned from those he serves alongside every day. He is recognized as a proactive officer who consistently approaches his duty with professionalism, confidence, and a strong work ethic. Throughout his career, Officer Davis has already received several significant recognitions for his service. In 2020, he received an honorable mention certificate for his proactive police work in identifying and arresting suspects involved in multiple fraudulent activities. That same year, he received the Life-Saving Award for saving the life of an individual who had overdosed on heroin. He also received the Department Unit Citation for his involvement in the response and arrest of the home invasion that I referenced earlier during an overnight occupied dwelling. Officer Davis is known throughout the department as someone who leads by example, whether mentoring newer officers, assisting fellow shift members, or taking initiative during critical incidents. He consistently demonstrates the dependability, professionalism, and teamwork that represent the very best of the Bloomfield Township Police Department. One supervisor summarized Officer Davis's impact best by stating, "He is a great informal leader to have on our shift, and I know I can count on him to get things accomplished." Whether serving as a trainer, instructor, patrol officer, or responding to critical incidents, Officer Davis consistently demonstrates the qualities of a Bloomfield Township police officer. His professionalism, dedication, leadership, and commitment to excellence make him exceptionally deserving of the 2025 Officer of the Year Award. And as he makes his way back to the table, so he'll be with his family. Alyssa, where are you at again? Could you introduce your family, please?
My daughter, Aubrey, my son, Colton, my mother, Lynn, my father, Wayne, and my husband, Alex.
Well, we're all glad you're here. Tanner.
My daughter Cecilia, my son Theodore, my other son Thomas, and my wife Bridget.
So that's the conclusion of the awards tonight. Again, I just want to thank everybody for coming. I've had a couple comments from our township supervisor, our former township supervisor, that said they absolutely love hearing the kids in the room, the kids running around. It doesn't bother us one bit. This is what it's about. Unfortunately, only one time a year can we kind of do this. And so we truly appreciate the work that everybody does in here. And we appreciate the families that support them when they go home. We do our best to make their job as easy as is possible, but we can't control everything. And so our goal as an administration is make sure they don't go home hating us and mad at us, and that they go home focused on what they saw during the day. Hopefully they have some time to decompress, because that's what truly matters to us, is the families that support them. So again, on behalf of this administrative team, our elected officials, and our agency, I want to thank everybody for coming. Thank you to Forest Lake Country Club for hosting us. This is a great event. So enjoy the rest of the night.